You know who constantly innovates, pushing boundaries and releasing some really cool products? Samsung. We've seen quite a few during the course of the entire series, but what is across the horizon? Well, luckily we managed to go overseas to the Southeast Asia Forum by Samsung, obviously. Now, I wasn't able to make it, so I'm just as excited as you are to see exactly what went down.
Gadget Nation is here in Bangkok for Samsung Southeast Asia, Oceania and Taiwan Forum 2012. This time around, there are a lot of new product lineup that is waiting for us inside the forum. So just follow me and find out. Among the products exhibited, the mobile division is among the booths that grabs our immediate attention. Judging at the number of people making a beeline for that section, I believe that we are not alone. So here we are at the mobile division. In my hand is the Samsung Galaxy Tab 2 7-inch. This time around, Samsung unveiled both 7-inch and 10.1-inch that is powered by Android 4.0 ice cream sandwich and 1 GHz dual-core processor. With the voice call capability, the Galaxy Tab 2 can also be used as a phone. Samsung's All-Share Play that allow users to play or live stream their multimedia content on the Galaxy Tab 2 from PCs, other Samsung smart devices, as well as third-party web storages. If you want to find out more about the product, Adam is going to give you a more thorough review in a future episode. Finally, we are here in the demo room of the Samsung Galaxy Beam. So if you are a consumer that is looking for a novelty factor in your personal collection of gadgets, I believe Samsung Galaxy Beam would be something that you would want to look at because it has a built-in projector, as you can see behind me itself, where you can share every videos or digital contents that you have, or possibly even play games on it and project it on the wall and share with your friends. The phone comes with a 4-inch WVGA display, 1 GHz dual-core processor, 5 megapixels camera with LED flash, 1.3 megapixel front-facing camera, 8 GB internal storage, and a micro SD card slot. It is reported to ship with Android 2.3.
So Wiki is a play on video plus wiki, actually. V for the video and IKI for the wiki component. Because the idea is crowdsourced. You have 500 people on average translating one video. They can edit each other's works and then you have quality translations. So that's the concept of the wiki element. And V for entertainment. So think of it as the best place to watch TV and movies, but with crowdsourced subtitles to the fans. In terms of the business model, it's free to you just like TV is because there's advertising. So the way we monetize today is you see in-stream ads, pre-roll and mid-roll. Every 15 minutes or so you'll see an ad, including the beginning and the end of the content. And the revenue model is through the advertisers who want to reach our content partners and our content and audience. So we have partners like Coca-Cola and P&G as advertisers in this region. Recently we had a campaign with Samsung in Indonesia and the region. So it's growing. You know, it's been purely organic. There's a lot of word of mouth around it. It's really good content. So this is content that's not available anywhere per se, at least not in this critical mass. And it's not available in your language. So it's not just what you want to watch, where you want to watch it or how, but in your language as well. So that opens up an entirely new market. And we've seen genres beyond just Korean where we started, even BBC titles now in 13, 14 languages, NBC Universal, same way. So I think people are discovering it, they're having fun in the process, and that's making it grow, and we're doubling in size, I think, every 6 months now. We started with Korean. Korean broadcast shows, and then from there we moved to Taiwanese, Chinese, Japanese anime, and then primetime shows from the US and the UK. So now we have content over 10,000 hours from, I think, about 42 different partners now, from more than 30 countries. The crowdsourced translation model is, as you're watching a video, there is a little button there that says translation mode. You click on that, and you can contribute even one word. So you can put one word, go, get your lunch, come back, the entire series could be done because someone else can do the second word and then the third word and so on. So collaboratively, in real time, they can make the translations, and they vote on the translations, and the best translations stick. The community does it. They love the content, they're big fans of it, they really care about the nuance, and they're very passionate about this. So the community totally manages this process, and they make sure the quality is good. The first 2 years were very tough. Just in general, to convince people that there are new markets that are additive, that's not cannibalizing their existing DVD sales or their TV sales, if you will, was difficult. Second, we had to convince them that fans can do quality translations. So to have them open up for translations was big, but once we did the first one, it started dovetailing to other content. And it proved additive. We have content owners with shows that haven't done well in their home countries that are runaway hits on Viki for months on end. So it's, you know, for the content owners now, it's hard to increase the size of the pie, if you will, not just the slices. So yeah, success I think led to more success, and we're just starting. There's so much great content out there. There's so many fans waiting on them. We want to open it up. Southeast Asia is one of our fastest growing regions. It's about, I'd say about a third of our user base today. And the plan is to go through partnerships as well as going deep into the product and giving a really good user experience. And partnerships like Samsung that you heard today we announced through the press release has been great because we're across their devices from mobile phone to tablets to smart TV coming pretty soon. That was an announcement today. But we also have our own iOS, we have our own Android app, and we have portal partners that embed our videos like Yahoo, and one in Thailand to be announced soon. So we're growing Viki as well as our trusted partner network.
You know, many moons ago, in fact, February of last year, we reported about the strategic partnership between Nokia and Microsoft. So a year down the line, or slightly over a year, finally got one of the first products in my hands. This is the Lumia 800. Let's see what this sexy little device has to offer us. I'm really excited about what I'm holding here in my hands. This is the phone, obviously, as you can see. More on the headset here later on. I'm just going to push this to one side. Let's focus on the important part. This is the Lumia. This is the Lumia 800. Remember, there are two models that came out, the 710. That will be on next week's episode. It's cheaper price. We'll see exactly what's different about it. But for this, I'm loving it. Now, in the past, we've played with the Nokia N9, and we've also played with the previous Windows phone devices, and we love both of them by themselves. And I gotta say, I'm loving the combination of the two. It is so seamless to use, so easy just to swipe the tiles. I love it. Everything is there, and it's very similar to what I've experienced before, but just tweaked a bit to make it even nicer. Okay, so as to what the body makes it a little bit different, you can see in comparison to a lot of smartphones that are out there right now, it's got a very, very nice curve to it, as you can see right there. feels nice. It's got the shaped polycarbonate back, and it's really nifty to hold in your hands. It's not too light, it's not too heavy either, although the weight could come down to personal preference more than anything else. But you gotta say, when you're holding it in your hands, it certainly looks slick and nice, and it just makes it stand out from all the other smartphones out there. Obviously, the biggest design feature will be this clear black OLED screen right here, and similar to what we saw the N9, it pops out at you. So it just kind of like almost a 3D effect with the tiles. I really like that. I remember I talked to the people at Nokia when they showed me the N9, saying that they basically took out the gap between the Gorilla Glass and the screen to make it pop out, and they've maintained that with this phone, and it still looks absolutely phenomenal. Now, it's not too sunny a day today, sadly, but I can tell you this right now, if you take this out in the sun, you will be able to see clearly what's on the screen without prodding and hoping that you're pressing the right thing. That is the key attraction about this, the screen itself. Saying that, when you're browsing the internet, certain words may not be that clear. It's 800 by 480 pixels. It can be just a little bit rough on the edges, but that's being really, really picky about certain things. I have to say, one of the best screens on the market. As for other aspects about this, the camera, well, it may not be quite as powerful as something on the 4S or the Xperia Arc S, but this is pretty nifty if you ask me at the end of the day. It works pretty well. We've got the Chrome button here, so you can launch your camera at any time that you want to. Just press it, hold it, and it's pretty fast, and you're able to upload it to Facebook and Twitter in a snap, just like that. Now, I gotta say another thing, in terms of the other apps, if you want to scroll, etc., it is extremely similar to the iPhone in terms of how fluid it is. So from accessing the camera to the way you're scrolling everywhere, I absolutely love it. And it's crucial that the screen, well, the interface matches the beauty of it. So obviously I'm a big fan of that. Now, in case you're wondering about apps as well, the last count was around 55,000 apps here in Malaysia in the marketplace. So there should be plenty of options for you to go and download exactly what you want. And obviously, that list is just going to grow and grow exponentially. However, as beautiful as the screen may be and how vivid it is in the sunlight, it's only really decent if it's easy to use. And in this case, it certainly is. When you're swiping, it is intuitive, very similar to what we've seen before with the Nokia N9, and it retains that fluidness, extremely comparable to the iPhone, which seems to be the benchmark for most people, especially the 4S, obviously. So there's absolutely no problem, and I absolutely love using it. It is a breeze, and I think that if you've never used a Windows Phone device, or maybe you've never used some of the new Nokia ones, you will absolutely love it. Trust me on that. Now, as good as it is, you have to have apps to actually scroll to. Don't worry, not a problem. 55,000 apps and counting was available in the marketplace for Malaysia. Obviously, that will grow exponentially over time. So very, very exciting stuff in terms of content. That really, really does make a phone. Now, in case you're wondering, I know a lot of people like to take pictures. The camera, it's fast, it's speedy, and it's easy to use. And, well, it may not be as powerful as, say, the iPhone 4S or the Sony Xperia Arc S, but it still certainly does the job, and absolutely no complaints. And it's got this Chrome button right here on the side for you to launch the camera just like that and snap away. And obviously, you can upload it straight to your Facebook or Twitter, whatever social networking device you like to use. What about other aspects of the device? Well, you can see I'm holding it right here. The headphones, pretty nifty. These are obviously exclusive for the Lumia, and the color scheme matches completely. So if you're really fashion conscious, it should help just a little bit. And obviously, there's a control which works just for the Lumia, as you can see right there, for volume and it also operates on Bluetooth. So this is a shade under 800 ringgit, and it's developed by Monster, famous for their Beats headphones, so they're pretty good quality if you ask me, and very comfortable to use as you're walking around. All right, let me put this down. Now, the biggest clincher about this, above everything else, above the looks of it, about how simple it is to use, is the price. It's 1650 ringgit Malaysia, so it's pretty competitively priced, very cool. And in fact, its brother or sister, whatever you want to call it, the 710 is cheaper. I'll show you that next week. But for now, if you have a chance, do check out the Lumia 800. Very cool phone. I'm going to give it a solid 4 out of 5. So, in case you missed out last week, our man Avery, the game master himself, sat down with the creative director of Gadget Studios. Now, this time around, he's done something a little bit different. He's still with them, but this time he's talking to the creative writer and the game artist. So this should be quite interesting because he expands on the concept of visual storytelling. Let's find out what they had to say.
Hey, Avery Score here with yet another action-packed episode of the Gamer Station. Now, last week we spoke with Ping Yi Wei of Gadget Studio about 2 games, King's League and Reachin' Peachin'. But there's some more people behind the magic, and today I'm speaking with Lydia, who actually writes the stories for these games.
Yeah.
So, Lydia, what is your process like? How do these stories come to life?
It's a collaborative effort between all the team members. So we would sit down, brainstorm, everybody throw in the ideas they have, may it be small or big ones, and then everyone helps out to try to build something really solid as a base for the entire game.
Interesting. And so are these stories, do they tend to be sort of character-driven or plot-driven, or?
It's a bit of both, depending on the games themselves. Sometimes it's more for the characters, sometimes it's more for the game, but generally the stories are there to support the game throughout, even the character.
And as kind of a creative writing exercise, how does writing for games differ from writing for other platforms?
It's a lot of consistency in terms. So if, for example, like the King's League, we did a bit of a slight medieval twist in it. So we tried to use the same terms throughout the entire game to keep the player in the game world.
It's going to be a little bit old-timey.
Just a bit.
Yeah, that's cool. So why don't you take me through the plot of one of your games?
Okay, the King's League is pretty straightforward, so I'll talk about Reachin' Peachin' instead.
Sounds good.
It starts off at a laboratory, a nameless laboratory with a nameless professor who's working on this nameless experiment until...
Hold on, did you just not have time to come up with the names?
We didn't want to because the focus of the story was Peachin' anyway, so
Fair
the
enough.
failed experiment is Peachin', and that's the only thing with the name.
It's the only thing that matters.
Yes. So not being able to fly, which was the experiment's goal, Peachin' was abandoned by the disappointed professor, and because he feels so useless, he wants to really prove himself and reach for the stars, hence the game Reachin' Peachin'.
Wow. So, Lydia, it occurs to me that at least in the great majority of genres in gaming, the story is kind of viewed as this disposable element of the gameplay that can be skipped. I'm not a cutscene skipper, but how do you sort of view the role of stories in games?
I feel that stories are most prominent in games like role-playing games, RPGs, but in most other genres, as long as it fulfills 3 things, then it's good enough. The first being providing a very curious beginning to the game, and then giving a very promising journey to the player to continue playing the game, and to have a very prominent and attractive goal so that the player will aspire to reach that. Then with these 3 elements, I think it's good enough for any other game that's not a role-playing game. Of course, for RPGs, you need more depth to the story, but for simple games, as long as it's interesting enough, it relates to the game, then it works.
So that begs the question, would you guys like to make an RPG in the near future?
I hope to, but as of now, I don't think we have plans to yet.
That's cool. Well, I hope to see that soon.
Yep.
I'm going to be speaking with your colleague about character design again, so I look forward to that. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you.
Just spoke with Lydia about the story. Now we're here with ZNT to talk about the next step in the creative process, character design. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Creating process.
Yeah.
So basically, the team will discuss on the story first, and then we discuss what characters is need in the game, and then from there we develop the characters, design the characteristics, personality to give life to the character. So when the player get to play the game, they will be more engaged.
That's brilliant. So you're breathing life into these personalities, which is exactly what you did in the case of Peachin.
Yeah.
So how is that? Tell me about Peachin.
Peachin?
What's special about Peachin for you?
Peachin, actually, it's the story starts with a failed experiment, monster-rich creature. So basically, at first you can see the development of the Peachin. At first it looks very disappointed, looks very sad. But along the way, the assistants guide the Peachin through. It becomes more confident. There's some changes, different stages of the Peachin.
So its confidence is reflected visually as well. So how do you come up with these characters? So I understand you've got some artistic backgrounds, and drawing is more or less essential, yeah?
Yeah, I actually come from a multimedia background, but I just love to draw. So basically through that process, I just keep sketching and try to get more because that was our first game, so I don't have much experience in game making. So we just keep sketching and ask for opinions from my teammates and see whether only after this game is launched, a lot of comments that we receive from the internet, comments about the characters, how much they like. Only I start to have a little bit confidence on whether it's...
So just like Peachin, you're evolving in confidence. You're going to change forms right now? You're going to change forms right now? Just warn me.
Yeah, there's a lot of evolution.
So tell me about the next game. How are you going to play what you've learned? What's the next game about? What are the characters there?
The next game is actually our winning game last year for the IPCC. The title of the game is Dig or Not. It's actually based on because it's a digging game, and also it's like astronauts. The characters look like aliens. So also we'll include some cute elements inside. So because
So cute aliens.
Yeah, because I think the players nowadays in this trend, they like cute characters. It's like more engaging. So yeah, it's a cute alien.
Indeed, cute aliens, always a big seller. Humans so last season. So thank you, ZNT. Had a great time talking to you and the rest of your colleagues at Gadget Studios. I'm Avery Score, and this was the Gamer Station. Stay tuned for more fun next week.
Oh, sorry. Playing a game. Let me just pause it for a second. Now, next week, I've got something special for you. We've got the other Lumia that's come out, the 710. Looking forward to that. Plus, more from what Samsung had to offer to show us exactly what they've got planned over in Bangkok. I can't wait to see that as well. My name is Adam Carruthers. Until next time.